What is up, homies? Christian back at it again with Twin Suns action figure close-up, and today I have for us the second figure of the Dark Empire comic 2-pack that I started last week. Last week we started off with the Clone Emperor Palpatine, so today we're going to be looking at Luke. And as you start off the bat, it's a pretty nice looking Luke. Here, let me take the camera back a bit. It's a pretty nice looking Luke. Right off the bat, the cowl cape thing, because it's more like a vest, cape, cowl, all three in one. Looks very good. Let's see, a lot of nice sculpting to this figure. Nice sculpting to the cloak. But for every good, it's a little bit dusty. Sorry about that. For every good, there's bad. And as you can see, it's always stuck like this. It's very static in how it is, but dynamic in how it's posed. So you can never just sort of have him at ease. He's always looking very majestic. I don't know if that's the right word for it. Very dramatic, I guess that would be a better way to put it. He's always looking very dramatic because the cape, cowl, cloak, vest thing is always big and billowy like this. Would have been really nice to see soft goods like we have on the Clone Emperor Palpatine. I don't know why they decided to go with this. They could have done the exact same setup where, you know, just have it be the vest, the chest down, and then this could have been plastic, and this could have all been soft goods. Both would have been really nice because, you know, in the right photo, in the right pose and everything, this billowing look is very cool. But if you're just trying to have them sit on your shelf, it's very dramatic for just, you know, being on a shelf with a bunch of other 3 3/4 inch figures. Let's take a look at the rest of the figure though. So, head sculpt, pretty nice. I got a little unlucky on the eyes there, as you can see. You got always sort of, he's always going to look like he's looking 2 different ways, unfortunately, because of just that eye is just a little bit off that eye. But it is a very nice sculpt, nice paint app. It is not a trick of the camera. The paint app from the neck and the head do not match, unfortunately. It's pretty ugly, but you know, if you get them looking down, kind of cover up most of the neck. But it's a nice head sculpt. It looks like a very broody Mark Hamill, which if you guys have read Dark Empire, you know, Luke Skywalker is very broody in it. You know, he's got a fake pretend turn to the dark side, but you know, he still has a dark side influence in him and stuff. So it's very serious throughout the comic. He's never really smiling. He's very stern like this. So the paint app, I mean, if you just cover the neck, it looks very nice. Paint application, except for the eyes, obviously. The hair looks pretty nice and brown. No wash or anything, but again, it's a 3 3/4 inch figure like it was last week. Sculpting right there, that's just the biggest problem. You can tell that's just where they injected it right there, and no one bothered to go in and clean it up with a file or anything. They just painted right over it. His undersuit, it's supposed to be like Darth Vader's undersuit, and it really gets that look across with all the, you know, these stripes going down. I wouldn't call them stripes, but I don't know what you would call them, to be honest. But it's like the stitching going down the sides, but it's like a stitching stripe. You guys know what I'm talking about, though. We've all seen Darth Vader's suit. So, gets the point across through there very nicely. These boots look very nice as well. I mean, there's not much to this costume, to be honest. It's just very all black, and I mean, other than the silver right here. I don't know how he is so dusty already. I'm sorry, guys. I did not notice until I got the 2 zoom camera on him. But the only part that's not black is the silver buckle right there. We got some silver little rivets on the side there and there. Don't think there's gonna be anything. I mean, you can't even. And I think you can get this off, but it's really stretching. You know what though? For science, for you guys. Let's see if we can get this off to look at the sculpt on the back. Gotta do it for the viewers, right? There we go. Whew. That was a little stressful, not gonna lie. So, back of the sculpt. Wow, they actually put silver, right on his booty. Lets you know who he is. That's pretty funny. They actually put silver rivets on the back here. That's pretty impressive. Because, I mean, I don't think anybody's taking this off unless they're a customizer and they're going to be stitching a soft goods cape for him. So, costume, it's like that stitching stripes as Darth Vader's costume was, as I was saying. This is, I know it's supposed to be like Vader, but, you know, nowadays with the sequels and stuff, this really reminds me of Kylo Ren. Obviously, Ren, his costume was inspired heavily by Vader's. Alright, I know, but it's the way it is, because, you know, Vader wears the gauntlets that cover and stuff, just especially the wrist and stuff. Really reminds me of Ren. But overall, looks really good. How's his articulation, though? Let's go over that. Starting at the head, looks down. Looks up a little bit, not too much. Swivel left, swivel right, and we get head tilt. The neck looks a bit long without his billowy cloak, and it really shows off that mismatched paint. So, shoulders, you can see the cut right there. Shoulders come up past 90. Obviously, they swivel all the way around. We have swivel at the elbow. Well, it gets up to about 90 degrees. We have swivel wrist articulation. It does not look like any sort of joint in there, just swivel. On this side, obviously everything's going to be the same, down to the wrist. For his waist, it's going to be like Palpatine looks like. Let me get that hand out of the way. No crunch. All the crunch will be coming in from the hips, and it's more of just a bending, not a crunch. So all he gets is swivel left and swivel right. For his hips, he has these same terrible hips that the Clone Emperor has, unfortunately. This was just a product of its time. All Hasbro did this at the time, pretty much, except for their vintage collection, which I believe came out in 2010 originally. Maybe it came out in 2011, actually. You know, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. But when that started to come out, we started seeing upgrades to these hips, to the nice 3 3/4 inch hips. 3 3/4 inch hips, say that 3 times fast, that we have today. So, Palpatine comes out to 90. However, as you can see, especially from behind, that it just jets out. And it jets out, going back too. A little unfortunate. For his knees, single jointed knee, gets up to 90. That's a nice job. And Hasbro swivel rocking ankles. Best ankles in the game. I say that every time, I know. Now, as far as accessories, I guess, you know, I got the cloak off, so you can kind of count that as one, but I definitely would not. That's just part of his costume. This Luke does not want to stand for. He comes with his lightsaber. And as you can see here, it's not his Return of the Jedi lightsaber. So you can get in closer. So this lightsaber, I believe in the comic, this is one that he just takes from Palpatine's lab and uses it. It's not his saber, so it's just got the black, but it's nicely sculpted. It does have that little rigid feel to it. It's very nice. And you know, it has, it looks like, I don't know if it's supposed to be the button to turn it on or if it's supposed to be like a belt clip, but there is nothing to clip it onto. Why did I do that? No, I have to fight him again. There we go. And the blade looks very nice. So, nice looking lightsaber, but lightsaber is useless if you cannot hold it. So how well does he hold it? Very well. That is not going anywhere. So, very nice looking Luke. If you collect Luke figures, definitely recommend this figure because it is definitely still, even with the billowing cape. Now, as I finish up, I'm going to see if I can get this cloak back on. Even with the billowing cape, though, it does look nice. It's the nicest looking one. Here, you guys are going to watch me struggle to get this back on because, you know, if it came off, it's got to go back on, right? But if you like Luke, definitely get him for your collection. If you like the old EU, get him for your collection. You know, I wish these were new figures so we could tell Hasbro by buying them that we want EU figures, because obviously just buying them from people online or toy shows or, God forbid, scalpers, Hasbro doesn't see any of that. They don't know. I mean, I think they know that the people out here that want EU figures, but they don't know themselves, like, fully buy sales figures of these figures. But if you want to support the EU, I guess in a roundabout way, you can still buy this, just because it shows that we want it still. To everyone else. Everyone else at the toy show. So yeah, really nice figure overall still. It's got its figures. It's got its issues. Wow, can't talk today. It's got its issues, but it's really nice. You know, it's obviously going to be the best one. I can show you guys the 1998 figures, I believe they are. The 97s. Maybe even 96. 96 to 98, one of those years. It was the Expanded Universe wave from Power of the Force 2. I can show you guys that figures if you want. Let me know in the comments down below. I just didn't do them because obviously they're not as nice looking. The sculpting is pretty basic from back then and stuff. But, you know, if you want to bring back some Dark Empire roots, I can do that. Just let me know. Otherwise, let me know if you guys have this figure. If you have the 2-pack. Or how much you like Dark Empire if you read it. If you don't say you love it, then we're not friends anymore. Just kidding. Everyone can, you know, like or dislike Star Wars as much as you want. Don't hate on other people for what they like or don't like. So, until next week, may the Force be with you.